Happy birthday to you.
It's not gonna. It won't. The recording won't hit for a few seconds. We gotta get a breath. Sorry, I tricked you. Welcome to a very special edition of Love Morning.
Very special.
Lisa is joining us.
John is 54 today.
What? Since it is a tradition to start with a song, I'm gonna make it up. How will she sing along?
We don't know how it goes yet, but we know it will be good. Because it is John's birthday, it's
Definitely
certainly understood that
we'll keep on singing till we are embarrassed to the core. And if you've got some gratitude, we want to hear some more.
You're here today. We're so happy that you have come to share. And now it is the time to
get down to our underwear. Welcome to Love Morning.
I love how you commit. You really commit.
Keep it okay for the children. Oh, welcome to a Love Morning. This is a daily practice of sharing gratitude and setting an intention for who we want to be today. And the way we were talking about it this weekend is setting an appointment for yourself every day to remind yourself the truths that you occasionally attain, the epiphanies about who you want to be that you reach in meditation, in peak experiences, in therapy sessions, but like on your calendar, 9 a.m., that's when I'm going to have an appointment with my highest self who's going to remind me, you are kind, you are patient, you are...
this is what's important to you.
This is what's important to me.
Mm-hmm. But today is twofold. It has a second component because it is my beloved John's birthday. Today is also the day to tell this guy how he's made a difference in your life. And my first birthday gift for you to announce to the public. And it's pretty easy. I actually do it for you most all the time. But
this is for children, just it's all ages.
I learned something from my teacher, Don Rosenthal, who passed this last fall. And he and his wife, Martha, who are married for 54 years, they said that the practice in their marriage that they learned the most from was offering each other days of grace. And in a day of grace, you take a stand that for the entire day, your partner is not to blame for anything you feel. Look at that. and any negative feeling that you feel, your partner is not to blame. And that's always true, even though it can feel different. But for that day, the whole day, your partner gets to feel your love coming toward them. If at any moment during that day your partner doesn't feel your love coming toward them, they get to say, I don't feel your love right now. And you got to turn it around. You got to find the way to beam your love back at your partner. So happy day of grace, baby. I hope you feel my love at every moment today. I love you.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Finally. No, I mean, I really am aware of, and I maintain a frequent feeling of gratitude of how rare and brief those moments are.
You don't feel my love.
Yeah. And how rapidly I recognize what it is in me that is the block. So I love the practice. I want us to keep it for the times, when
It's harder.
I get more and more sick of your shit. It's less endearing and cute. But yeah, I love it, Dave. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
It's I don't want to derail this intense focus on me, but there's a third reason for celebration today. It's our anniversary.
It's our anniversary
Of our first kiss. And I can honestly say that when I met you, I thought you were out of my league. And I think even higher of you now. However, I have also been in a process of personal growth, and I absolutely feel worthy of this relationship and of you. And like we have a sign in our bathroom that says, is it your proof or?
I must be as awesome as I thought I was.
Yeah, because of like you're so awesome, I must be as awesome as I always thought I was. So I, reflecting on this past year and the gratitude of this past year, it's interesting because the achievements or the list of landmark moments of the year are not, performing at blank or, successful penis enlargement surgery. My past exciting things, but it's like, moving into this home with you and really having daily gratitude and appreciation for home with you.
Keeping our plants alive.
Yeah, the day-to-day joys of everyday life are exceptional. And we were contemplating on what was happening a year ago and where each of us was at and how long ago that feels and how many successes we've had in communication and in navigation and and not joyful.
Right.
I mean, it's a big part of this last year was Janus's passing. I mean, that was in looking back over this year, I was just talking with Betsy, my Stay Sparked co-star and dear friend, and really reflecting on like, oh wow, that was a big part of the last year, and I don't have the way it taints the year is not negatively.
Yeah. Same with Don, my teacher.
Yeah. And so, I mean, if you would have asked me 15 years ago, if you would have listed the highlights of my year being home life, landscaping decisions, the being present for the death of a friend, sharing time with my parents, I would say, I think you're confused. I think you're talking to somebody else. What? So, thank goodness, because the lifestyle of 15 years ago would not pave the way for a very long life, I don't think. So I'm super grateful for the deep and more subtle joys of my life right now. Subtle is the wrong word.
Mundane, more just
But even that feels like a
a
judgment.
negative.
Yeah, it's like, I guess a younger version of me would have that as
Right.
be a negative.
Right.
But it's the delta between high and depth. It's just as intense. It's just there's more to the roots.
That's right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Thanks for all the birthday wishes coming
Yeah.
through.
Thanks for joining us. Welcome, Jennifer. Thank you. Welcome, Miss X or MXS, Eli Ryan. That's a great name. Thank you, Michael. Great to see you. Thank you, Janet. Congrats on all the growth in recent years. It takes strength, thoughtful determination, and grace. Thank you. Natasha says, I have gratitude for the love between you and Lisa that you share with all of us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Marie, thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm gonna go get my coffee because for John's birthday, we're both drinking coffee for the first time in a long time.
Woo!
Talk about simple pleasures.
I had coffee yesterday.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
Confession.
I'm in birthday week, so I've been celebrating. Angela says, subtle and simple joys daily. I'm in the same place. I love that you share so openly and appreciate you. Very happy to celebrate your trip around the sun. I think I've been lately getting clearer on that openly sharing or open sharing that I do, and understanding it more, the value of it. Sometimes it feels masturbatory or like it doesn't have the same impact or value as someone who is like trained in a certain type of therapy, shadow work therapy, which is awesome. I mean, I wouldn't be here without working with people who are trained in those skills. But I continue to find and am told of ways in which my consistent sharing of my process and my awareness and my self-love as I address and look at the things in myself that need work or are the effects of trauma or the reactions to trauma, or that as I articulate those things without shame, that they can be a very healing experience for people who have parallel experiences and are not yet to the place of acceptance or in the place of being able to quite articulate. It's one of the things like why humor and comedians, the funny things are when somebody points out an observation that we all know, but you just haven't quite put your finger on it. And so an observation, everyone laughs because of course you know that experience of being in line at the grocery store and the person in front of you is blah, 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 whatever. And I think that there is a similar, a parallel value to sharing the self-observation awareness of parts of the self that are a little beneath the surface understanding, because as you go, oh my gosh, yes, I too do that thing, and maybe even have shame about it that I'm not even aware of because I haven't quite seen it yet. And so just as the joke points out the thing is, and we laugh, the self-observation of the wound or the child role stepping in and doing something that the grown us is ashamed of, when you witness it and hear it from another, you go, oh, and as it goes from beneath the surface to above the surface, that's when it starts to heal. doesn't disappear. It just starts to heal. How's your coffee?
So delicious.
We are having a very special love morning, celebrating my 54th birthday and our 2-year anniversary.
Can you believe just 2 years?
I can't believe it's just 2 years.
Yeah.
I can barely remember life without you. Or if I can remember it, it feels like a decade ago. Literally.
Feels like a whole other chapter, that's for sure.
I mean, to be fair, there were many nights on ketamine that felt like they took 100 or 1,000 years. So once you remove ketamine, time changes. Thank you, Bill. Thank you so much. Thank you, Andrew. Angela
That's
says,
a lot of emojis.
would 15-year younger Halcyon be able to use the word masturbatory without giggling? 15-year-old Halcyon heard
15-year younger.
15-year younger masturbating, clearly masturbating Johnny, heard his friend Matt Basham admit to masturbating in amongst our group of friends, and he was kind of the coolest of our friends, and I thought it was the most heroic act I'd ever experienced. Like the courage and the strength and the confidence of somebody to be like, yeah, totally. I play with myself. I jerk off. I'm like, so maybe, in my list of influences in my life, I need to make sure I continue. I'm going to add Matt Basham to that list. And if Matt, if you're listening to this gets back to you, reach out. I haven't talked to you in 48 years. And my apologies for outing you as a masturbator.
I was going to say, I don't know.
Although, if you got that kind of balls at 15, well, he's probably born again at this point. It's National Masturbation Month.
Oh, wow.
Which is part 2 of today's broadcast.
No.
What? I thought you said whatever I want for my birthday. I am, some of the deep gratitudes in my sphere right now, and I encourage you to share whatever you are feeling grateful for, is the importance of family, my awareness of the importance of family, and my ability to spend so much time with family. I was talking with my mom. I had dinner with her last night before the two of us went to choir practice together. And then I left there to go bowling with my men's group.
I took his mom home, and it was really sweet. I got to say to her that, a friend told me, there comes a day when you realize your birthday is more about your mother. And got to really thank her for May 28th, 1971.
Yeah. I mean, first off, again, 15 years ago, if you would have said, hey, what do you think about going to choir practice with your mom and then going bowling? I would have been like, again, wrong. There must be another Johnston that you meant to give this message to. But in talking with my mom, I was asking her, how many of your friends have relationships like this with their children? And she said none. Mm-hmm. She has friends who have good relationships, and but none that have the proximity to visit like we do, and very few that have conversations like we do, where I speak with her as I would my best friend. Mm-hmm. There's outside of bragging about my sexual conquests,
which she will readily say, "Do not tell me about John. There are things a mother should not know."
Actually, I not conquest, but I will joke about. Like we had to cancel something about my birthday that last year, and then we did it. We're going to do it in January, and then we finally did it this year. And in a group of people, I'm like, "Mom, that's called edging," and everyone was like, "Oh my God, what?" Maybe you were the one just going like, "Oh God, John," but but she is a grown up. She's lived a lot, and she's comfortable being like, "Okay," and that's always kind of been the rule. Like, I will tell you anything that you want to hear. And I credit her very much for opening that door and really establishing, like, I would rather be inside the circle of trust and let me process the things that you say and do that are hard for me than you protect me from those things, and then we have this wall between your truth and the version of yourself that you want to give to me. And
well, she's really demonstrated that by being such a consistent presence of acceptance and non-judgment of just about anything you share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in fairness, most of my life I've been a pretty upstanding guy.
Yeah.
But we'll just skip the parts when I wasn't for now, since we've already done all the masturbation jokes. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Dustin.
This is the part, I think, when I take over
Okay.
your birthday broadcast, and I begin inviting the people of John's life and the people watching and listening to this now or later to express any words that feel authentic to you of how John has impacted your life. I really want you to receive those words. I feel like this might be the first year in 26 years you don't go to Burning Man, which has been a source of a lot of that lift and encouragement for you to keep doing what you do, because it can be lonely here behind a computer screen. And so I really want you to receive the love that's here for you. And I'll start with me. That the first thing I noticed about John when he walked into the retreat where we met was his posture. And this broadcast may turn into, hey guys, listen up. These are the things that are really attractive to a lady. And your posture was really a big part of it. I watched how you walked into this space, and it reflects the deepest nature of who I now know you to be. And that posture to me is one of deeply self-loving and self-confident person who is also receptive and open. I don't know how I saw all that in your spine, but I did in the way that you walk. I saw, in fact, I try to emulate your posture when we sit next to each other, because you have a natural buoyancy, a way of like claiming your space without dominating the space. Like, you're so willing to listen. It's so rare for me to meet a man who is deeply full of confidence and conviction and heart and ideas and energy, and absolutely willing to pause, to deeply listen, to take in, to change your mind, to admit when you don't know something, to look at something again. That combination is so rare and so precious to me. Mm-hmm. I love it so much, and I love you so much.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Your confidence is steadying and an anchor in my life, and a relief, because I offer leadership in so many other places of my life. I just love to relax into John's decisiveness, or like, we're going to do this. I'm ordering dinner. Or, those moments are just so deeply relieving to me and such a gift. And the moments when I come to you and say, hey, baby, you said this with a lot of conviction today. I have a different perspective. You will deeply take it in and come back to me and say, I really consider what you said. And I'm reconsidering my position on it. Or, I'm just making, but that's something that you would absolutely do. And it really means so much to be in a partnership where there's this fluidity of learning and teaching, leading and following, going with the flow and taking a stand. Yeah, I think that's the heart of what I love best in your way of being.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And I also, like you said at the beginning of the broadcast, that this is an appointment for remembering what's important, that you do this every day, that you have chosen to take a stand for gratitude and being appreciative, whether you feel like it or not. And there's days, most days, it's no resistance. It's easy for you to do this. But there are days when it's hard and you don't feel like doing it, but you do it anyway. And I have so much respect, so much love and respect for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it's I'm taking that in, and as you say that, it's kind of a neat feeling to know that I was not born that way. Mm-hmm. Like
you practiced yourself
I had to
into
work.
this. Yeah.
It took a lot of work to overcome a lot of timidness and fear, and there were times when the bravado was masking, so the humility wasn't as available,
Right.
or it was an act of humility, and that's, I think, one of those joys of aging and growing is like the confidence I have is real.
It's earned.
And it's also very humble, like I try to have conviction with a total understanding of my limitations. And that is not, that took me decades and decades. Yeah.
Well, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
And there's lots of good things coming in. Let's read them. Hi, Kimber.
Hi, Michelle. Good morning. Michelle says, John helped me find my authentic self. I love him. Thank you for the pink path.
Yeah. That's
I
not
love
a
you,
small
Michelle.
compliment.
Man, it's like a minute ago, I was almost like apologizing for not having
Something better.
some skill to
Or-
teach, but it's nice to be reminded that I don't think you get to your authentic self through a lesson plan.
No, it's through transmission of who you are.
Do you mind reading it? Is it too far away?
I'd love to read
Yeah.
it.
All right.
John is open-hearted, loving, kind, and funny. Yep. He's brought me many giggles and smiles and brought joy to many of my days. Thank you, John.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Janet says, I'm so deeply grateful for these daily check-ins. I've been tuning in from all over the world for 15, 17 years now. They've been constant through some of the best and hardest times. John, you've always inspired me with your vulnerability.
And deep curiosity. Thank you for being 100% you. Thank you, Janet. Every time that you're here, Janet, I feel the history of our online connections. So thank you. I love you.
Kimber, love you. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Dustin writes, last year in July, I was on the edge of taking my life. Somehow, as a distraction, I ended up getting wrangled into going to Burning Man with my son. I watched Halcyon videos to try and understand how to approach the burn and learned far more valuable lessons than just how to survive your first burn. I internalized the messages of love and human value. I got to give John a hug on the playa and just held on tight for so long as I was so thankful for the inspiration to get through a very dark time. Thank you so much, Dustin, for sharing so vulnerably.
Thank you, Dustin. Thank you. And man, such a like, I've had real dark times.
Me too.
And it's so helpful to hear a reflection like from you, Dustin, because it's this reminder to me and hopefully to everyone that the times that you think are the biggest punishments, or the things that are proof that you suck, can be the things that give you the vantage point to be of service to others, and to be able to relate and connect and have a heart even more open. So honored, Destin. Thank you. I love you.
Awesome how the universe offers these little breadcrumb trails of support in just the right moment from the most unexpected places.
Cass, happy birthday to us.
A birthday twin. Lisa is referred in our house to Lisa number 1, and I'm Lisa number 2. Let's be clear. I am grateful you were born and that you are in my life, a dear friend and mentor. You continue to inspire me to be a better person, a better version of myself. I love you. Thank you, Lisa.
You too, Lisa. Lisa is a anchor to our daily gratitude circles in Zoom, which are always available. You can always join any day. But there are some people that are there pretty much every day, and your presence daily, Lisa, and your practice of finding gratitude through tough times, and you have had tough times, is always inspiring to me, and it's inspiring to me, as well as affirming to this path and commitment that I have made as I witness the way gratitude works in your life, and then inspires others and inspires me. It helps me to feel right alignment with my own path. So thank you. I love you. Oh, wowza.
Take it in. Oh, Dustin has a follow-up. He's writing, and yes, I'm doing well. I got a therapist. I did a healing journey. I've come out in the best space and place of my life. Thank you for being part of my rebound. Yes, that's really good to hear. Thank you, Dustin. Chris, happy Bday, my friend. Wish I could be there for the men's group in June. Maybe next time. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Chris. John, you've been an inspiration since 2012 for me. Yeah.
Thank you, Chris. And there's something I love how often and the different ways that our lives have crossed paths from when I was first visiting Asher in Chicago in person. I mean, well, I guess before that online and Burning Man, but and then the men's group that we had together. And there's something I think about pretty regularly recently is in the men's group circle, I shared about my past with Pink, and I talked about it in a way that was a little judgmental, and comparing it to a place that I was at now. And you shared, which I thought was courageous and important in the circle. You contradicted me and shared the significance of and the impact of who I was then to who you were then. And it's one of those pieces that helps me be really proud of what was and who I was, and proud of who I am now. So thank you, Chris.
Thanks,
I
Chris.
love you.
Cole says, happy day, my friend. Grateful for the lights in these dark times. Big hugs.
Thank you, Nicole. Love you.
Keep shining.
Yeah, I'm in the process of going through old Hug Nation videos. I used to do one video a week where I would kind of work on a theme and a lesson each week. And there's some real good stuff that comes in my Facebook memories, and I'm like, whoa, this is good. And so I'm in the process right now of going through and turning them into scripts to try to re-record some of these valuable old things and bring them up to date. And it's funny how often I refer to my pink hair as this bright thing, and I'm like, okay, I got to change that.
Big hair.
Big hair. but the shining brightly can be many different things. And actually, and it's interesting how I when I first got on camera, I'm like, maybe I should tone it down a little bit.
Day.
Yeah, maybe it's
I
the
think
hat
the
day.
hat's bigger than the hair.
I feel like I'm like a coffee grower in this hat.
Perfect for today.
And just like, and this is something to what Chris is talking to, was that, radical self-expression has been a powerful teacher for me, and what can happen when you remove all the shoulds and allow the expression to be true. And for a long time, that truth was bright pink and taking up a lot of visual space and really kind of punching people in the face with what radical self-expression means. Like, I wanted to almost inflict it on people. and then but the truth is, I don't think radical self-expression looks that way to most. It's I still think it's the best way to break out of what's holding you back is to go far into like risking the big judgment from people. But I think
sometimes just a coffee grower's hat.
Maybe it's just a coffee grower's hat, exactly. Or a beard that makes people roll their eyes at you. But so as I am settling into a very different style, feel like it's still 100% radically self-expressed, and I think that's that arc makes sense. Is you practice in an extreme, like wearing. It's like when you go exercise with extra weights on you. And then like you get strong enough, like, okay, this isn't actually, no, this is too much. But oh hey, this actually feels right. So that's
you're building the root of like the motivation that your movements come from. I'm not willing to self-abandon in the service of people pleasing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And the muse I'm listening to is from here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Katie, hi Katie, writes, happy birthday to you. We're so glad you're alive. You're a gift to the earth. Bless the day of your birth. That's a song.
Katie was there 2 years ago when we met.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Katie. Good morning.
Stephen, many happy returns. Birthdays become so precious as we get older. Glad to see a member of the 71 Club is still here.
Woo!
Woo!
71.
Sounding older and older.
They go fast.
Pretty soon we're going to be
Thanks,
one of those
Steven.
people from the 1900s.
Oh, Chris picked up on the exact same. Yes, like Juan Valdez. That must be what I'm noticing. Can I tell the truth? I tried on a friend's hat at a retreat, and I'm like, this is so cool. Oh man! I took a picture of it, and I got home and I wanted to order one for myself, and it was a $1,200 hat. So this one was sub 100, and it's not as cool, but it's at least I do look like a copy picker. Thank you, Gabby. Well, let me think if there's anything else that I just want to share from this place of this birthday. I'll share that young me never imagined being this old. I've never been very future focused in my thoughts. A 5-year plan is almost impossible for me. Most of my life, I usually said, I cannot imagine beyond the next Burning Man, which is why, like, when the camp would be, I'll go, why don't we buy this? And that way in 4 years, it'll pay for itself. I'm like, 4 years? What? But also in the back of my mind, a younger me did not imagine living this long. And I certainly was consciously making choices in the realm of riskiness that was not, where the goal was not longevity. And I was at peace with that. I had a whole an email that I'd sent to a couple friends and a video recorded to be played at my celebration of life if my risky behaviors, hit an accident. And I feel really, really lucky and blessed. And
to just watch our bodies slowly decay together.
Yeah.
Like the rest of us.
I'm really, really not looking forward to that part. Yeah. That's an interesting thing that, and I was talking with my mom about this last night, is that, since my first ayahuasca experience, 15 years ago, I've not been afraid of death. I've been I've been in a state of knowing that death is a expansion beyond what I can imagine, and so that my life is an opportunity to experience the constriction of consciousness, and so I've not been afraid of death. But I hadn't given a lot of thought to dying and the process of dying, which we're all actually in the process of dying every day, and it just becomes more evident and hard not to be aware of as the body ages. Luckily, as this for the rest of your life classroom gets more and more difficult, hopefully you also are gaining wisdom and the awareness to be able to take the curriculum. People like Ram Dass, are able to really illuminate on the opportunities of graceful acceptance and embracing of I'm not there yet. My thumb was really hurting a couple days ago, and I'm like, oh my God, I have arthritis now, you know? And thank goodness Lisa installed that jar opener thing, because I don't think I'll ever open another jar again. Now, it went away, but that's a kind of like, I'm at the age where any pain I have, I have a thought like, it could be that way forever, you know?
But that's the interesting thing, right? That's the thought that causes all the suffering. Without that thought, I don't think it has to be so hard. I think that's the practice, is like, can we be with what's here without activating a whole bunch of fear about the future? And that's not an easy class.
I hear the words coming out of your mouth. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Lou. Thank you, Sean. Thank you.
Thanks for popping in, friends.
Yeah. So I'm I guess it's okay if I share one more thing?
Yeah, and then I'm going to keep you for myself.
Okay. We've got a staycation day planned. You know, I know that every generation says, man, kids today, and used to be back in my day, it used to be better. And it's interesting how, oh, hey, I think that too. I am so nostalgic and so grateful that I got to grow up when I did. And I think that the world today requires degrees of intentionality and practice that are not given to us through our natural institutions. You know, we are not being given the tools to navigate the world that we're inheriting. You know, the massive resources of the modern world are being funneled into ways to manipulate the biological workings of our minds to put the attention to be monetized in different ways. And there is not, if you don't make time for rest, for self-care, for stillness, for creative output, for
loving your partner,
you know, you will fill every spare brain cycle with a scroll. And that process of no empty brain circles means no poetry, no divine insight, no deep self-awareness. And I think that for the rest of my life, or until this system collapses and we don't have electricity, and then we have a lot of free time to navigate, but to find joy and happiness and have the potential of your relationships that you can have in this world requires you to invest your time and resources into your personal experience of being alive, not through screens. So I'm going to keep trying to practice that. And I think that what I find, and I think what we all will find, is that investment in the world that we experience in front of us, in the people in front of us, in the trees in front of us, that will consistently give us a life that is joyful, not always happy, but joyful and rich and meaningful. And so as I and we continue to get spun out with our frustrations with the world, let's try to keep remembering that there's really two worlds. There's the world that we take in through our screens, and there's the world that we experience with our senses and our touch and our conversations with fellow people. So I'm going to try to, as 54 in person more. 54. Can't wait for what's in store. 54. Gonna touch the floor. 54. This song's a bore. Okay.
No, it was really good.
I mean, a bore like boring into wood and getting the sap.
That was a stretch.
Okay. Well, thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Jeannie.
Thanks, Lou.
Well, I think the only thing left is wherever you are, hug the body you're in or the body you're with. And as we are sharing this moment, know that it doesn't matter where we are physically, it doesn't matter where our feet are, it matters where our heart is. And we are together in this moment. We are sharing this vibration, sharing this intention. So as you feel your body, or as the body next to you, imagine that you are hugging me and you're being held by me and Lisa, and we're all holding one another, sinking into this space, recognizing that we're all interconnected. We're all part of this gorgeous human tapestry with so many similarities in our experiences, so many things that we need to forgive ourselves for, so many things we hope to forgive others for, and so much to be grateful for. So let's take a deep breath in and squeeze each other. On behalf of my dear Grandpa Caleb and everybody here, thanks for joining us for this Hug Nation Love Morning. Thanks for helping me celebrate my birthday. I love you. I love you. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Dustin. Thanks, Lou. Thank everyone. Really, what a beautiful way for me to start this day. I'm touched and honored and
Keep it coming.
yeah.
You can email him.
And
JohnHalcyon@gmail.com.
and if you haven't been to lifestudent.com, you should go there and check out other silly things that I do. And if you're looking for a men's group, we have 2 spots left on June 8th. I said the right date.
You did.
June 8th. Hi, Zoe.